UPIKO with a brand new song that's just come out, has just premiered a few minutes ago, called Compass. Now, I'll be honest with you, actually, I've been unwell. I've been like in bed trying to recover from being quite unwell, and then I got the notification on my phone whilst I was like half conscious saying, Howard, the new UPIKO single's just come out. Like, so I crawled out of bed, set up all my cameras and everything and got ready. I am here because this is an artist who I want to share this with you guys. Now, I responded to I think the rather sensational song Crow that came out before that had a big impact. And I think one of the reasons why she's had such an impact, apart from the fact that she's got this glorious voice and she's a guitarist and she really gives off that whole singer-songwriter, soloist vibe, which I think is very inspiring to a lot of people. But there also is a genuine feeling to her voice. She feels like she's got that poet vibe to her. I hate to evoke such a memory, but I mean, it reminds me a little bit of, obviously, we recently tragically lost Sayuri, and although they're very different artists in many ways, there's a similar feeling of that kind of heartfelt, passionate guitarist, singer vibe, and I think at this sort of time, it's really lovely to see more and more artists like that rising into a position of some success. So anyway, here we are, this new song. Now, I'm going to be honest, the song is apparently in English, it's called Compass. Compass in Japanese is clearly a lot of kanji. I don't know them kanji. So I can't give you the proper Japanese name, which is appalling as someone who's in Japan and everything. My Japanese has improved massively over the years, but kanji still could be rather difficult. It's not like we really use compasses much. Even with my trashy old phone, I've still got GPS on there. So I don't know how to say compass in Japanese. Get in the comments. Tell me I'm an idiot. Tell me how to... Well, actually, just tell me how to say it. Please don't call me an idiot. Say what you want. Anyway, let's jump in. This 4 minutes and 11 seconds. Sorry, my throat is a little bit off because, like I said, I'm just kind of recovering from being a little bit ill. But let's enjoy a little bit of UPIKO together. And again, I'm just excited for this. Oh, dramatic. All right. Wow. Okay. Love the energy right off the bat. That deep, soulful voice. I feel like we're building up so well, so early. I'm wondering, what are we building up to? Here we go. That's beautiful, isn't it? Power. Very strong melody, but it's powered so much by the energy of her voice. So clean and yet so like soulful as well. She's like digging deep into this really emotional place, and yet it's got this clean and wonderful vocal style. That bright piano sound back there is gorgeous as well. And you've got those long-held guitar notes on one side, with the clean guitar on the other side. So much going on. Delicate little sounds. Oh, okay. We're going to go for a bridge, are we? I love her whole expression on her face right now. You're going to see she's really into it. As you should be. Breakdown at the beginning of the last chorus. Such a classic move. Will we get a key change? I feel like we're going to get a key change. Okay. Oh, God, she's got a beautiful voice, hasn't she? Oh, just the way she threw it there at the end as well. Oh, man. I gotta be honest, that song, you know how a good song, you say like you can't stop yourself tapping your foot and you can't stop yourself bobbing your head. I got a proper full-on migraine and I was head bobbing even though I knew I was making my headache worse and my head was really hurting, but I was like, I can't not head back to this. That was, oh yeah, so my head is properly hurting right now. That was gorgeous though. I gotta tell you straight from the get-go, I love Crow. I prefer this, I think, because like Crow for me was like a straight sort of 8 out of 10. This is like this is like a 9 out of 10. I'm very cautious with my 10 out of 10s, but this was just gorgeous. So many things to get into about this. So let's start off with the basics. Now, obviously, to be honest and set a complete, because we're always honest on this channel, set an honest groundwork. Obviously, what this song is doing is not something. It's not something we've never heard before, but it's all about excellence in execution and really making it something notable. So the song itself, if you would describe it on paper, it's kind of like your guitar-driven, not heavy guitar, but guitar-driven sort of power ballad with a sort of a pop and a rock aspect. Yeah, that's all great. Does it do what that particular style needs to do? Well, first of all, yes. First of all, it delivers on a big chorus. The chorus is lovely. Not sort of earworm lovely, more just kind of like the karaoke lovely. The sort of way it makes you want to go to karaoke and sing. This song is going to do well in karaoke. That I can tell you. So it's got that value to it, first of all. And then on top of it is the fact that it has songs like this. You don't expect them to have complicated chord patterns or anything like that, or complicated arrangements. What instead you want them to do is have a thick sound that makes everything feel dramatic. Gives it a sort of a soundscape where the whole song really takes you in. That is very well achieved here. I loved the layering of, like I say, you had that sort of held guitar going on in one side, which is very sort of like dramatic 80s movie. And then along with that, you had the acoustic, obviously, which is beautiful. I mean, a lot of that, you just kind of more hearing the sort of the string contact sound of that. It's just more almost percussive the way that was playing through most of the arrangement, especially when we had the breakdown at the beginning of the last chorus and you just had the acoustic and you really, I love that sort of when acoustics are mixed that way, where they become almost like a percussive instrument. You're really feeling the tangibility of the hands against the strings. And then, I didn't even really, I'll be honest, I didn't even pay that much attention to the bass because it was so well layered all over. And I'm usually sort of person who's constantly focused on the bass. But everything about it just felt like this thick, creamy sound. And in songs like this, like I say, you're not expecting really complicated playing. It's more you're expecting layering, this lush sound. And this is what this had. But of course, that brings us on to dear old UPIKO herself. And man, do you know what? I made obviously I'm not going to say a comparison, but I made a reference earlier in this. But another reference that's been in my mind ever since I first heard Crow was dear old UPIKO sounds nothing like Ado, and yet I feel like they appeal maybe to a similar audience. And Ado's obviously had this huge fame, but both of them very much trade on the drama. They got these dramatic voices. And, they both trade on that sound. And I think that they're singers who really they push out these emotional songs that sound very honest, but also they do it with a sort of a power and a sincerity, and I think that's how they work best. When they're at their height of their game, it's when they're doing that, and I think that I mean, obviously, Ado's had a lot of that, UPIKO's kind of been more of a recent addition to that particular scene. But what I loved about this is that it had that drama, but in a way that I think Ado's only now really starting to show in her music. UPIKO's really understood the power of contrast. So this song, the big powerful bits, they're rather sparse. It's mostly in the chorus. At the end of the second chorus, there's like big held notes and everything, but it's mostly in the chorus. But the verses are these very sort of brooding. They're low. It's not just sort of like, oh, I'm going to give you a bit of time before I'm loud. It's like, no, she puts a lot of effort into those deep brooding notes, and they sound passionate. You can, before you even get to the loud bits, you can feel the sincerity. You can feel the honesty. You can feel this sort of a real intensity in her voice that blasts out in the chorus. And that part of this is what I really adore. I really like that. I love that contrast. So I'm banging the table a lot, but I love that contrast in her voice and how no part of her performance is taken for granted. Really enjoyed that. It takes a song that on paper is a relatively simple power ballad and it infuses it with honesty, energy, the layering made it this crisp, beautiful soundscape. I'll be honest that when the second chorus just goes into like guitar solo and then break down into like last chorus, I'm a big proponent of bridges. I like to have a proper song bridge, for a key change or something in there. I feel there are places where maybe the song could have done more. I'd have like maybe a bit more of a melodically changed bridge or something like that. And yet I still love this song. I think those extra aspects may have given it a little bit more longevity, maybe more replay value in sort of 2 or 3 years' time from now. It doesn't change the fact, though, that this song was just gorgeous, and a lot of that's just driven by her performance and the video as well. I know it seems to be her style. Stand in front of the microphone. She's kind of like her own version of the first take. I love this. Obviously the video for Crow, we've always seen this before. Karasit. We've all seen this before. And she's I've done a reaction to that on this channel, so if you haven't already checked that out. This has that vibe. Again, it's like the sort of the blackened version of the first take. And it is that thing. It's like I did actually, but I really liked how this infused those little bits of like the stormy sea and then like a ship looking wrecked and stuff. I thought that was nice. Just give it a little bit of extra artistic context without interrupting what we were seeing. But it was gorgeous. There's some bits where she's performing without a guitar, some bits where she's performing with. For something that could just feel like a deliberate retrend to try and cash in on the success of a previous song, it didn't give me that vibe. It actually gave me the vibe of like, oh no, this is really awesome. This is actually really works with this song. And her whole performance as well, for someone who's basically standing on a soundstage performing to her own music being played at her over speakers, she really threw herself into this. So I just get a very strong, passionate, honest vibe from her. And yes, I did love Crow, but I'll be honest with you, this one hit me even harder. I think the arrangement in this is gorgeous. I'm going to have to go back and listen to Crow again to really measure it, but this one, I really like this. Anyway, there you go. Those are my thoughts. Always get in the comments and tell me what you think. And until I hopefully see you very soon in my next one of these here in Japan. For now, I'm going to go lie down. I need to make the thumbnail for this and upload it. Drink water, lie down. For now, ciao, ciao.